researchers stunned by an ingenious 2,000-year-old ancient Greek robot. This was a robot that would mix water with wine. Antikythera is believed to be the world's first robot, an automated machine used by the elite of ancient Greek society to mix wine in the wine chalice. Ancient Greece has turned up some of the world's most significant inventions and ideas. Thousands of years of relic studying archaeologists working in the country. The ancient Greeks were some of the most advanced people for their time, pumping their efforts into the advancement of philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Many of the structures they built remain as strong as when they were erected, perhaps the most famous being the Acropolis of the Parthenon in Athens. There are more less well-known creations from ancient society, many of which were thousands of years ahead of their time. One of them you know very well of, the Antikythera device, the mechanism, which was the world's first analog computer. In the 3rd century BC, the ancient Greeks elite were introduced to something they had never seen before, something which went on to be described as a world's first robot. Antikythera, the automatic maid, would have been a mainstay in any wealthy or distinguished individual's home. First mentioned by Philo Byzantius, the maid was a life-size doll and held an enoki, a wine jug, in one hand, its other hand free to receive a drinking vessel. A mechanism inside the doll allowed the transfer of wine and water from 2 separate jugs that were fed into the jug she held. When a vessel was placed into the free hand, 2 pots interred inside her body and distributed the weight, with a tube passing along her hand to help the liquid on its way. Another set of tubes ran through the free hand, the one that the cup would sit in, which helped the liquid pass through by using air. When a person placed a drinking cup in the maid's free hand, the wine would be dispensed as the weight would push her left hand down and the key tubes were lifted. The whole of one tube was aligned with the air tube connecting to the container holding the wine, forcing air into it and wine to flow into the jug. At the same time, the whole of the second tube was aligned with the air channel of the container holding the water, and this water could dilute the wine if desired. When the cup was filled, the hand holding the cup continued to sink because of the weight, and the passage of the air channel of the water was blocked, and so the water would stop. An ingenious invention. The maid could fill the visitor's cup with pure wine or diluted wine in the quantity he or she desired, depending on when they removed the cup from her hand. There are other instances of the Greeks having created things beyond their time. The Antikythera mechanism has been touted as the world's first analog computer and was discovered in the shipwreck off the coast of Greece in 1901. At the time of the discovery, no one quite knew what to do with it, and it wasn't until a year later that archaeologist Valerius Stais identified the gear hidden inside it. Those investigating the mechanism soon concluded it was once used as a calculating machine, its bronze wheels measuring the cycles of the cosmos. Fast forward to the 70s and the advent of 3D X-rays, and a team led by Professor Tony Freeth of University College London managed to piece together the first ever in-depth picture of the mechanism. They found that the device could also follow a variable motion of the moon, as well as thousands of ancient Greek characters etched into its surface, invisible to the naked eye. They were so tiny, these etches of Greek letters. You could imagine what kind of technology they had. Obviously, to etch these tiny Greek letters on each of the gears, they must have had very high intensity microscopes to do it with. This is by Joel Day of Express UK. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.